was just like, oh, I can't because, it's my time of the month. He was just like, it's your time of the month. I'm like, yeah. He was just like, you lying. I'm like, excuse me? I cannot, because of my circumstance of me bleeding, me being a woman and having to deal with this. You don't have to go through this shit. Okay, let me back off. Let me calm down. Hello, all. This is I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. I am Shaunda. Today I'm sharing. Before I share, I just want to bring up two things. This is not just a cat sweatshirt. I went to a concert of Modest Mouse, and this was their merch that they were giving. Mushrooms, cats. Cats had nothing to do with it, I'm pretty sure, but I found it to be cool. And also around the time, I didn't have a black sweatshirt. I was like, gotta get this black sweatshirt, and it got cats on there and mushrooms. Shout out to Modest Mouse. Second, maybe third favorite band. They're cool. My friend put me on. Second announcement is me and Shaunda are going to be seeing Horrible Decisions this weekend, and I'm so excited. So it's sort of a hectic weekend. I'm recording early, so this is my first time recording early, hence the new setup. I'll get into that. Well, let me just get into it now. I had a plan on having my other sister, my older sister, to be on the podcast, but she couldn't make it. She fell through. That's going to be another story for another time, but she couldn't make it, and I planned on setting up here at the house. I want to say my friends, like, if it would have worked out, but it's not my place. It's not my place. They had their own plans, and my sister coming in, and we would be recording on the same floor, but they were going to be watching a movie, and the surround sound is right next to it. It would have picked up the noise. So it's just got a problem solve here, and my sister's place was available, so I'm just using this for tonight, but recording early to be prepared so it's released on Thursday. So excited. I can't wait to talk about Horrible Decisions when I come back. And I'm also going on vacation. I put in PTO for this, and it sucks because I had the coverage to make sure that I was going to be off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 6 days. And 6 days. And it's down to 4. I'm going to enjoy those 4 days, though. I'm going to try my best to enjoy the 4 days. But Horrible Decisions is part of that 4th day. Or not the 4th day, but it's part of the 4. So I'm excited. Yes, I am excited to see them. So maybe Shawanda's going to be back on, probably in this same space, and we're going to talk about our experience, because Horrible Decisions is the shit. That's all I have to say about those two things. But moving on to my big thing with my think piece, I just had a thought about need I say more about certain things, okay? So I went out with this guy, and this was a while ago. I met this guy at a certain place. He was really cool, very nice. From what he gave off, very chill, laid back. It was a nice vibe. He's in his 30s, and it was pretty cool the way we met. He almost lost me, but he ended up finding me. So it was pretty cool. And his interest would pique, my interest would pique, so we decided to go on the date. This date was so weird because he lives pretty not too far. Yeah, no, I didn't mind driving, but from where I was, it's probably a 25-30 minute drive. But that night I was willing to go out because my interest was peaked. I was very excited to be going out, talking to somebody that I was interested in, somebody who like really was cool. So we ended up going to this area, ended up driving in this area, and I was like, have I been in this area before? And I'm like, hell yeah, I've been in this area years ago before this. So it was like a full circle being back around because I was like, I definitely had a date over there in that restaurant with somebody who was like, he was cool too. But I was like, wow, in this area again. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But so we go and I go on this date. I was very excited. I looked pretty nice. I had my own Enjoy shirt on, and it was like cropped. I put it cropped with my orange dress and some tennis shoes. I have my toes done, so tennis shoes did come in clutch with the whole outfit. It looked perfect. I looked great. And seeing him just waiting on his phone, I'm like, oh, wow, like you look really nice in your regular clothes, not your work clothes. You look pretty cool. And we were very, I guess, both of our like love language was physical touch. Because we didn't really like say, well, I did ask, I'm like, can I like, just be close to you? He's like, yeah, of course. And like, it was weird because like, I'm not going to say it was weird. It wasn't weird, but his arm was like around my hip area. And then my arm was like above, like on the shoulder of the chair, but still like on him. And we were just like vibing with each other, having a drink, and we were having like a really cool conversation. Now, I know not to bring up politics the first date, but I am interested in getting to know more than just like what you do, how's the family, where you grew up. I also want to challenge you about what you think about like, culture, trending topics, politics. I want to say before, with all the people that I did talk to before, that was just never a thing. I just never not. But now where the world is, where I'm at and wanting to know, politics is going to be part of that because I would just like to know. There is no judgment. Like, I would just really love to have not a debate, but just see where your views are on certain things. When it comes to trending topics, I would like to talk about, Baltimore, if they've been out, what's going on in different places in the world. Stuff like that. With him, I didn't know, like, again, I haven't been on a date, like, with him. I haven't been on a date in a while. So I just didn't know what to ask, but I knew how to pick up conversation. I'm in customer service. I know how to work customers and how to talk. I'm like, we're just having a conversation with a guy. Alcohol is involved, so I don't want to slip up and say anything wrong or whatever. But I did catch myself on like certain things I just had to be like aware of and not say. But I did end up asking him about like his family, and it just got a little bit too deep because he was just like, oh, like just asking about certain things that we just don't like talk about on the first date. And I'm like, oh, damn, my fault. My bad. But it was cool. Like, he did end up opening up just a tad, and it was just really nice having a conversation with him. So we did feel the vibe, and I guess, alcohol being in the mix, we just felt this pull to each other, and it was nice. And, I was looking really nice having my crop top shirt up and just see my apple butt. My apple butt was nice. But he did admire my body. I admire his features and his face. And then we ended up like getting in my car. We had like a conversation in my car, kept a conversation a little bit. Somehow it got heated. It didn't escalate a lot, but we did like end up making out. Before we ended up making out, we sort of kind of ended up going back and forth of me saying that I would like to ask him if he wanted to like kiss me, because like we didn't start kissing yet. But I was just like, I said it would be really nice, like, if you wanted to like ask like a little question, put my hand there, want to touch me, right? I was like, all right, yeah, but you got X first. You got X first. So you want to kiss me, right? He was just like, yeah. And I'm like, go ahead and ask. Try to make it fun, like I didn't want to like why don't you just ask me? I did make it fun, but he was just like, why? And I was just like, I mean, it's nice. And before we end up kissing, like the vibe did go down just a little bit because I did explain, like, you don't know, like if there was something, I listened to a lot of podcasts, and the podcast like just made me a little bit more aware of other people's comfort. Like, again, I was very comfortable when I asked him, like, can I get close to you? And that was cool. But when it's back to me, I would just like for you to ask if you would like to kiss me. But again, the podcast I listened to, one of them, she explained, like, she said that she just found it so hot and sexy that a man just kept, asking her how she felt throughout the night. Is she comfortable? Can I do this? Can I touch that? Can I put my hands around you? Like, just like, oh yeah. And then it's just like, you were just super considerate. And it's very nice. So with me getting back out there, this was just like one thing that I wanted to try for myself to see if it was something that I liked. And it was nice. I did like that of, me asking him if I can get in his space. And I would have liked if he just would have asked, like, can I kiss you? And no, it sets a mood. To me, it's small role playing too. Like, it's a thing. But I wanted to say that we went back and forth for a minute, and then he ended up saying, like, all right, can I kiss you? And I was like, that was sexy as fuck, because you even said it like real low. Your voice turned like a little bit. He said, you crazy. And then we ended up making out. It got intense because I was like, dang, if I want to do a little bit more, go back to your house. That's like how I was thinking. But circumstances, I could not. He was in the passenger seat, and he was like, you want to come over here, do something? I said, no, not my new car, like, no, not my new car, no, respectfully. No. And he's like, yeah, well, like, why are you bluffing? I'm like, I'm not bluffing. I do want, like, I am interested. I do want to, like, get physical with you. I would like to, get physical with you, but I cannot. And he's just like, why are you bluffing? I was just like, oh, I can't because, it's my time of the month. And he's just like, it's your time of the month. I'm like, yeah. And he was just like, you lying. I'm like, excuse me? What? Bitch, what? I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, what you mean? Like, why do I have to be lying? He's like, you just lying. I'm like, well, what do I have to lie for? Why would I be lying? And I asked her this. I said, why would I be lying about this being my time of the month? I know my body. Like, why do I have to lie about this? And I got a little bit more embarrassed because I'm like, he just kept saying, like, you bluffing, you lying. Like, if you don't want to, just tell me that you don't want to. I'm like, I want to, okay? I want to, but I cannot because I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I'm like, I can't do it. And he was just like, I mean, I guess. I'm like, what? Oh man, this man made me look. I was so embarrassed, and then I got like irritated. The vibe definitely was gone after a while because I'm like, I can't believe like you don't believe me. Like I was just like, all right, Joe. Like I was like, all right, you making me mad. You can just get out. You can get out the car because like, why would I be lying about this? Like I said, I am interested in going all the way with you, but I cannot because of my circumstance of me bleeding, me being a woman and having to deal with this. You don't have to go through this shit. Okay, let me back off. Let me calm down. But that, like, what do I have to say more for you to believe what I'm saying? It was just so much. It was just so much. But I ended up telling like him, like he ended up getting out the car, and I thought, like, with me, like, saying that I am interested, because I was going to let him know, like, I'm free now. But he ended up texting, like, a couple of weeks later saying that he was going to try to work on a relationship that I guess he broken up with his ex, and he was going to try to work on that. So I'm like, okay. It was nice. It was fun. It was cool hanging out. Just left it as like what it was. And I'm like, okay. So afterwards, I only hit him up one time is because like around the time like when I like first met him, he just got like this nice ass tattoo. And me and my sister Shaunda was talking about getting a tattoo. I have a tattoo on my back that I was looking to like at least cover up or get something different. It's pretty dark and I feel like something else could be over top of that. And I hit him up and he told me about his friend somewhere. And I was like, all right, cool. And then that was like the last. Then I want to say a month went past, and then he reached out to me, just asking like what was up with me, like how I was doing, and that was that. Then no conversation after. I had to go back to where I was, and he was there. He was at this place. And I'm like, oh, hey, like, hey, how are you? Like, it was nice seeing him. He told me what he's been up to. I told him what I was up to. And it was like a nice conversation. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's nice. Didn't really believe it because, a lot of people will be like, I'm gonna hit you up. Never do. He ended up hitting me up, and it seemed like he was like very interested on picking up where we left off. And at the time where I was interested in him, it would have, been no problem if I was still interested in him. But months went past. We haven't really talked to each other. I'm not picking up where we left off, guy. And if you remember where we left off, you told me that you were going to be working on your relationship. So I'm all back off. I'm hands off at that point. I'm not dealing with that. You do what you got to do. And the fact that he didn't even mention like what happened, because I also asked him, like, weren't you working on how was that? Like, how did that end up? And he was like, you really gonna ask me this? I'm like, well, yeah. I don't believe that we can just pick up where we left off, because at the time, again, I was interested in you. Months has passed. I'm not interested in you no more, my guy. Maybe to hang out and be, like, again, I'm looking for, like, a platonic type of man to, like, hang out with. But that's it. But he texts me, like, around 10 o'clock. Like, these are booty call hours. I am not. No. And I don't know why he feels that, like, I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come over and... oh, you free? Like, yeah. No. I'm like, no, I'm comfortable in my bed. I am not leaving out the house. And I'm also not interested in having sex. And I mean, yeah, it's 10 o'clock and you saying like, come over. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm comfortable where I am, and I do not want to come over around this time. You can hit me up around like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we can, hang out, have drinks, and then I'm going to go my separate ways. But not this, sir. Mm-mm. And he asks, like, why not pick up where we left off? And I guess I just have to remind him, like, those three things. You were working on your relationship. I was interested in you at the time. And because you weren't listening and taking me seriously on what I was going through that time of the month, I just feel like you're just not the person to like proceed in that type of relationship with. Like, no, even if it's on a fun basis, like, no sirree, Bob. Not I, say the fly. But I guess another person will come around. They take their time, I take my time, and we just slowly work into something. And that's it. That's my think piece, y'all. Moving on to my random thought. My random thought today was I spoke with a customer. My customer came in. He was there from open. We open up at 11. We close at 6. That man left at 5:30. And I'm like, dag, bro. And I swore up and down that the situation wasn't going to take but 2 hours. He was like, yeah, sure. He knew that he was going to be in there all day. And it was so funny. He was like, yeah, y'all gonna have to pay me. And I'm like, I hate when customers say that. But it's true. You've been here for a while. You should be on the clock. But that ain't the case. So we just gonna suffer together. And I didn't have food. Like, stayed there the whole time with him. Like, he's a cool dude. But I'm like, you want to get paid and I want to eat, but none of us is getting that. So we just stuck here right now and figuring that out. But him. Random thought though, we were talking about sports and I was saying that I'm a huge tennis fan. He's like, tennis? Like, whoa, tennis. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Again, you don't get it until you actually play the game. So that's all I'm going to say. That's what I was telling him. But I was saying, like, with me, I haven't been to a basketball game or like a hockey game. Those two things, just want to feel that vibe. I've been to a football game, but I haven't really been to a basketball game. And I would love to go to a basketball game soon. So I'm going to try to get tickets. But anytime, I just remember when I was like back in school before, and I said that I had a favorite team. I don't know why, but people wanted me to prove that the team that I would say was my favorite team, and I had to prove that by giving at least 5 names of the players that's on that team. I'm like, why? And he was just like, I mean, because, you know, you're not really a real fan. You're not really a real fan of that team if you don't know at least 5 people. I'd be like, you don't know. But I'm like, yeah, no. But just know that it is my team. Like, why do I have to prove to you that this is my team? Especially if I'm saying Baltimore Ravens. Like, Baltimore Ravens can just be my team. I don't have to know anybody. I like the way they play around the time that they were playing good. But, like, you know, like, oh, they actually did good today. They beat the Seahawks today, so that was like real cool. But still, like, I'm like, I don't see why I have to prove to you that it's my team. Why do I have to say anything? Why can't you just accept that the Ravens is my team or the Steelers? Okay, around the time when I was younger, my older sister Stacy loves the Steelers. She's still a Steelers fan. I said that I love the Steelers too. Reason why? I like the colors, okay? But I also like Troy, I'm not going to say the first name, Palamalu. Definitely butchering that name. But he was cool. He was cool around the time, you know, his hair being in the back, see the helmet, push all that down. I'm just like him. That was just my number one player. That's all I needed to know because he was like really the top person around that time. But I guess if I did say Steelers, then people really want to know, like, okay, now you really do have to name at least 5 people to know that this is your team. Because if you don't, then you're lying to yourself. But no, I was like, if they're having a good year, and the way how they were playing around that time when I was younger, they were really good. And I was just like, that's my team to go for. They're really doing good right now. Like, why not go for a winning team? I don't know. It was a thing. That was my random thought. But I was like, I just didn't really understand why I need to name 5 people to let you know that this is just my team. Weird. People are weird. DM me or put it in the comments about that. About that. Okay. Last thing, my last segment is appreciating the little things. Okay. When it comes to appreciating the little things, I said pillows. Not because it's coming around to that time of the year that pillows are like necessary, I would say. I just really do like pillows. Like, I really think they do make sense. Depending on the size of what you got. Okay. So that's what I was saying. Like, a king size bed, you should at least have like 8 pillows. It makes sense. It's a big bed. Might as well have the full part, just, you know, full with pillows. Nice little slant going down, because that's where pillows usually go. It's just from tallest to the smallest. It's great. When it comes to, I want to say the couch, at least 4 pillows, I feel. Again, depending on the couch size, how long it is, then yes, the pillows do have to make sense. It has to match with the couch. But I want to say when I get my apartment and my, like, I think I'm going to go for like a recliner couch, one of the puffy ones, fabric ones, nice laid back ones, that type of recliner couch. I believe I'm going to have 4 pillows on there. On my bed, which I feel like right now I'm rocking a full bed. I don't know if I would go to queen. I'm really liking like the size of the full. But Currently, I have 6 pillows on my bed, and it's been really, really nice. It's been really good. I do like the 6 pillows. Do I see myself going more pillows? Yeah, of course. It's not just women. It's not just women. I swear to goodness, I've seen a couple men out there that have more pillows in their bed than... No, I'm lying. I'm on TikTok and I'm seeing most of the apartments and seeing all the men get their vibe. Oh my gosh, I love it. But they don't have a lot of pillows. I'm pretty sure they have like the max that I seen was 4. Like they have 4 pillows on their bed and they have 2 pillows on the couch. So shout out to pillows, man. They really go with the decor and they're good for a little like support for the back and a little nap on the head. It's nice. Yeah, I don't sleep with my pillows, but they're good for the decor, like I said, because I sleep on my front. I don't use my pillows at all. They're just for the look. They're just for the look. Nobody's in my bedroom, but hey, when I'm getting there, I'm like, what a vibe. What a vibe. This is it, guys. But I thank you guys for listening. I'm on Apple and Spotify. I'm on YouTube, of course, as you guys can see. I'm just sharing with Shaunda. On those 3 platforms, you can rate, like, comment, and subscribe. You can also email me. I would love to share some stories. So email me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. Thank you. And hopefully my special guest will be back. I am going to save that story for another time. Thank you guys. I will see you later.